Hello everyone and welcome to my video, The 10 Commandments for Every Home Seller. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I think are the 10 most important things that you should do if you want to sell your home for as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time. And if you stay with me and watch until the very end, I promise you, I'm going to share with you a tip that you have never seen before. And for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Kevin Boyle with ilovethelowermainland.ca, and today I really don't want to come across as vain or full of myself. But it looks like I'm going to have to. When I did my research for this video, because I wanted to make a sister video to my original video, which is the 10 Commandments for Every Home Buyer. And I have to say, as a practicing professional real estate agent for the past 16 years, I'm kind of disappointed in the quality of the information that's actually available out there for home sellers. I don't know if the majority of these realtors are perhaps really new to the business and they just don't know what the critical components are to selling your home for the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time. Because I can't explain it any other way. I notice a lot of the videos that are out there are the same, with the same tips, and they're just recycled over and over again. So it feels like someone put out this original list a whole long time ago, and then everyone else just copied it and pasted it and reposted it over and over again. So today, I want to share with you my version of the top 10 commandments for every home seller when it comes to selling your home and getting the very best price, and what I do that is so different from almost every other realtor out there, and why I think it's the reason why most of my clients speak so highly of me, and why the majority of my business actually comes from referrals from my existing clients. But before I forget, I would like to ask you for a small favor. If you like the content of the video, if you get value from today's topic, I would really appreciate a like or a thumbs up. As the way YouTube's algorithm works, the more likes and thumbs up a video receives, the more likely YouTube will show this video when people are searching for information on how to sell their homes effectively and how to sell their homes for the most amount of money possible. Also, if you would like to see more videos from me, please subscribe and make sure to hit that bell, and YouTube will send you a notification every time I upload a new video. Now, let's get to the real reason why you're here, the 10 commandments for every home seller. The first commandment is that thou shalt make sure your realtor utilizes the services of a professional photographer to take high quality pictures of your home. I cannot tell you how it pains me to see a new listing or an expired listing. An expired listing is a listing that's been listed on MLS with another realtor, but it didn't sell. And for me to see such poor photos, I have seen listings on MLS where agents have used their mobile phone and the pictures are dark with poor lighting, they're not using the proper wide-angle lens, or their pictures aren't cropped properly. And this is just so the listing agent can save a few $100s. I have seen photos with beds half made, clothes on the floor, and quite literally they're just a mess and they don't show the home in a good light. One of the reasons why I'm able to be so successful in selling homes that other agents can't sell, is that when I go to visit the homeowner whose listing has just expired from the MLS, I bring a list of all the things that should have been done by the original realtor. And I only mention the things that I will do. I don't disparage the other realtor. I don't mention what they missed. I let the homeowner come to that conclusion themselves. And I'm sure that their realtor did the best job that they could. But let me tell you, after hundreds and hundreds of showings and you cleaning up your house for every showing, making sure that the beds are made, making sure that the kitchen and the bathrooms are super clean, it's a lot of work. And it can be very demoralizing, very frustrating, and at the end of the day, you're going to be disappointed. So step one is having high quality photos and making sure that those photos, videos, virtual tours are all available online. As you probably well know by now, print media is dead. Sorry, I know this is going to hurt someone's feelings, and I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of negative comments below, but let's be really brutally honest. The vast majority of home buyers, and I'm talking 98, 99% of all home buyers are on the internet, and they want professional photos, they want virtual tours, and they want video. In fact, when my wife and I bought our home, my wife was on the internet looking at pictures of homes first thing in the morning before she went to work, on her lunch break when she had some time to herself, and when she would get home after dinner, she would share with me the homes that she was most interested in. And it was always the homes at the best price with the best pictures. It's just how it is. It's how people are set up. So this leads to commandment number 2 for home sellers. Thou shalt have your home staged before you have your pictures taken. A lot of top agents, including myself, offer their clients free home staging. Home staged homes have been proven to sell so much faster and for more money. So why not work with an agent who will have your home staged at no cost to you? Commandment number 3 for home sellers. Thou shalt start working with your realtor as soon as you make the decision to sell. I can't tell you how helpful it is for me the more lead time that you can give me. I have clients who have called me, and asked me to come see them on a Saturday. I show up and they want me to have it listed the next week. Yes, I can do that. And if that's what my client wants, I will do that. But if you want to get the most money for your home and you want to sell it in the shortest amount of time, there's prep work that needs to be done. I would say the sweet spot is about 3 to 4 weeks if you don't think you need any home renovations. That way I have time for videos to get shot, the home needs to be staged, pictures need to be taken, marketing materials need to be developed, ads written. If you own a townhouse or a condo, I need to order strata documents and I need to do my due diligence. I have a complete to-do list that I follow for each listing, complete with a timeline. And I do believe that why so many of my listings sell for over asking price is because of all the pre-work that we put in before we put your home up for sale. Now, if you think you need renovations, then we would need even more time. And so I've found it's best to give your realtor 2, 3, even 4 months advance notice before you plan on listing, just because, well, one, you want expert advice on which are the right renos and updates to do, which ones are going to help you net more money in the sale of your home, and which ones are going to help you sell your home faster because it's going to show so much better than the other homes that are up for sale at the same time. Personally, I know that I've been able to save most of my clients a lot of money up front just by doing this one step. I've had clients that thought they needed to do an update or a reno when in fact they didn't have to. So yeah, we are able to save you some money there. Commandment number 4 for home sellers. Thou shalt become a more informed home seller. And I know this is important to you, but sometimes it's difficult to know where to get that information that you need without having to feel I have to get it from my realtor. And as you probably know, the thing about real estate is that it's very local. When you read or watch the news, it tends to be citywide or province-wide or even countrywide. So when you're watching the news on TV or you're reading the paper, they're talking about an area or a neighborhood that may have no bearing on what's happening with you. One area could be experiencing record home sales with multiple offers, and another area could be experiencing the opposite or just a balanced market. Home sales also are very unit specific. So we have luxury home sales, we have townhomes, we have condos, single family homes, homes with suites, homes with acreages. It's like having different markets within markets. So why does being a more informed home seller work to your advantage? Well, the reason being may not be so obvious. I mean, you could just say, well, Kevin, I trust my realtor, and that's great. But let me tell you, when you get that first offer and it's not what you're expecting, your emotions can take over. And that's why I suggest that you get my free tool, Market Insight. Market Insight gives you up-to-date neighborhood or area MLS sold data. So when you're looking at comparables, you're looking at comparables just like a realtor would. I'm looking at the actives and I'm looking at the solds. And traditionally up until now, you've only been able to look at the actives. So you're able to access the same data that any other realtor can without having a license. It's a great tool and it's free for my subscribers. So what happens is you no longer have to guess or rely on someone else's word about whether it's a buyer's or a seller's market in your area for your house type. And it's all in the report. I'll put a link up in the card for you if you want to get access to this report. It's free, and quite literally, it's an amazing tool if you're planning on buying or selling a home. When you know days on market, how many homes are selling over their list price, how many homes are selling under their list price, whether it's a buyer's or a seller's market, how many months of inventory of homes are on the market right now, then you can adjust your expectations for your first offer and ultimately for what you decide to list your home for. Before this tool, I've had some home sellers who, let's say, and I want to be blunt because I'm a straight shooter, they had unreasonable expectations around what they could expect to sell their home for. And there's different reasons for that. One of them is, I own this home, I own this property, I've put my life into this, and it has a lot of memories for me, and it holds a lot of value for me. And because it holds this value, I want to make sure that whoever the buyer is going to see that value and pay for that value. But unfortunately, the market doesn't work that way. And what happens is when we have that perspective going in, and it's not always realistic, it affects how we respond to offers. Now, you don't have to take my word for it or any other realtor. With this report, it's all there in black and white, and it puts the power squarely in your hands in order for you to have realistic expectations. You can look at it and go, wow, you know what? It is a buyer's market right now, and maybe I do have to step back with my expectations about what I'm going to get. So you can not only see what your home is worth, but more importantly, you can see what is happening in your market and your neighborhood, and you can see what the trends are and then make the best educated decision for you and your family. Commandment number 5 for home sellers: thou shalt not let your realtor buy your listing. Some realtors will purposely give you a higher home evaluation than your home is really worth because they know that for some people, there is that little green-eyed little monster that's sitting on your shoulder thinking, maybe I could get lucky and get that one buyer who falls madly and deeply in love with my house, puts all reason aside, and pays me tens of thousands of dollars more than what my house is worth. And here's this realtor parroting back to you what you want to hear. Well, we call that buying your listing. Well, if you're one of those people, I have some really bad news for you. I've never seen it happen. In my 16 years of practicing real estate, I have never seen a home buyer pay for a home more than it's worth unless it's a bidding war. Now, as a realtor helping you sell your home, my job is to sell your home for more than the list price. I want you to be happy. I want to help you get as much money for your home as possible. I want to exceed your expectations, and it's something I'm quite good at. But I'm also going to be brutally honest with you. 20 years ago, you could fool an unwary, unsuspecting home buyer because there was no internet and they had to rely on their realtor. And unfortunately, realtors can be kind of unsavvy. You know, there are realtors who are just trying to get a paycheck. And if they can put a buyer into a home and the buyer says yes and the seller says yes, they're happy. But the truth of the matter is things are very different now. Most home buyers are actually quite savvy. They're very savvy about home values and what's happening in today's real estate markets. And if you overlist your home, it just means most home buyers are going to think that you're unreasonable right out of the gate. And oftentimes it's going to make it harder to get showings, and never mind, let's even talk about getting an offer to help you sell your home. It's much easier in today's environment to sell your home for overlist price because of a bidding war, which is something that I had mentioned earlier. Essentially, when a realtor comes in and overlists your home, they're buying your listing by quoting you a list price that's over market value. And this feeds into your desire to make as much money as possible. But in my opinion, that person is not being honest with you. And if they're willing to mislead you on your home's value right from the get-go, where else are they going to mislead you? Either a realtor has ethics and morals or they don't. And I'm telling you, if they mislead you with this, the reason why this is so important is when a home is overlisted and you're not getting the offers, what happens is, like I was saying before, you get a ton of showings, which are a ton of work. Trust me, when I say this, I have sat down with owners, I do a lot of expired listings, who are sick and tired of trying to sell their home. They are constantly cleaning their house, constantly getting ready for showings, constantly going for walks or going to the store, constantly getting their pets stowed away or whatever they have to do. And it is a lot of work and a lot of trouble. The next 4 commandments are going to get more into the practical side of selling your home, what you as a seller can best do to help me sell your home for the most amount of money as possible in the shortest amount of time, which leads us to commandment number 6 for home sellers. Thou shalt vacate your home for all showings. If you have ever been a home buyer, it can be very uncomfortable having the home seller present when you're trying to view the home. So please don't be that guy, the guy who sits in the kitchen or sits in the backyard. You don't know how the buyer's reacting to your presence. They are being polite by putting a smile on their face, but deep down inside, they may be very uncomfortable. And the thing about a home buyer is we want them to feel comfortable in your house. We want them to envision being in your house, experiencing your house, their family experiencing your house. So it is best just not to take the chance. Go for a 20-minute walk around the neighborhood and give that buyer and their family lots of time and room to really get comfortable in your house. Commandment number 7 for home sellers. Thou shalt make sure all your beds are made, clothes are picked up, your valuables are safely stored away for showings, and that the kitchen and the bathrooms are super clean. I can't tell you how cleanliness is next to godliness when it comes to selling homes. We want your home to look as close to show home showing as possible. And what's going to happen is we only have one opportunity to wow those buyers. When buyers open that front door and they walk in, they're either wowed or they're just kind of like, And it's so funny how people create those impressions so quickly. But I'm telling you, cleanliness makes all the difference. And commandment number 9 for home sellers. Thou shalt remove your cats, your dogs, and do your best to hide pet odors from your home as much as possible. People visiting your home may have allergies. I know when you have pets, it's super inconvenient, but try to work something out. And now we have commandment number 10, which I've saved the best for last. If you are serious about selling your home for the most money possible in the shortest amount of time with less headaches, less frustration, then I can't tell you how critically important this last commandment is, which is, thou shalt not work with a realtor without stellar references. I can't tell you how important this one fact is, that as a home seller, it is critically important who you decide to work with as a home seller. Selling a home, as I've explained, is a ton of work, from packing, minor or major home repairs, home staging, home renos, cleaning, the emotions that you go through. It is a long, difficult process that can either be made a lot easier by your realtor or a lot harder. So why not get the best realtor you can? And if you've watched my other videos, if the realtor who's sitting in front of you is as good as they present themselves to be, they should have no problem in giving you a ton of references. And if they make any reason or give any reason as to why they can't give you references, you should walk away. I can only tell you, if you ignore this rule, it's only at your own peril. If everything goes south and your home doesn't sell and it's month 2, month 3, month 4, I've seen some homes on the market for 6 months and even longer. I know this is going to sound blunt, and I know this is going to sound mean, but you really only have yourself to blame if you don't insist on references and you don't check them out. Because you know what? I've said this before. I get phone calls I get emails from people saying, Kevin, I wish I'd gone through you. I wish I had used you as my realtor, but I knew somebody from church or I knew somebody from work, and I ended up going with their suggestion, and it was a mistake. And you know what? At that time, I can't do anything because you're in contract with another realtor. Which leads me to what I discussed at the beginning of the video, which is my bonus tip for you. What makes a great realtor? I've been in the business for over 16 years now, and I have seen it all. I have seen really good realtors who do an amazing job for their clients, and they're an absolute pleasure to do deals with, and I've seen poor realtors. I have seen things that have just made me shake my head and wonder how that person has their license and how they have clients and how they're doing business. So, having said that, what do I think makes a good realtor? Because trust me, I can guarantee you, you have probably never heard this before. And like the tip that I've shared with you about checking references, this to me is a huge game changer. And this is something that I don't see anyone else talking about or sharing. This tip actually will change your perspective on how you do business. Just like checking references, if it's something you're not doing, it's something you should do. This tip actually makes watching this video until the end worthwhile. So, I know you're asking me, Kevin, please get to the tip. What is it? What do you think makes a good realtor? Well, besides professionalism, experience, knowledge, market savvy, being a good negotiator, attention to detail, a willingness to dig deep and do due diligence on the property that you want to buy, a realtor who puts your best interest before his or her own, someone who genuinely cares about their clients and the results that they deliver for them, an expert marketer, someone who's honest and a straight shooter, tells it like it is, doesn't sugarcoat things. And then there's their ability for you to actually trust them. As you can see, there's a lot that goes into being an exceptional realtor. And there's one thing that no one talks about. And in my opinion, it's the number one reason why you should hire anyone for anything. And do you know what that one thing is? It's clarity. When your car breaks down and you need to take it to the garage and get it fixed, you want the mechanic that works on your car to have clarity. The clarity to know what's wrong and what needs to be done to fix it. You don't want them to fix the wrong thing. You get the car the next day and you get halfway to work and it breaks down again because they didn't have the clarity on what was really wrong with your car. Maybe they didn't have the right tools. Maybe they didn't have the right knowledge. When you need a financial advisor, someone to help you grow your nest egg, you want someone with clarity. Where to invest your money, when to take it out and move your money, what to do to secure your money and help it grow as safely and as quickly as possible. When people talk about coaching, they talk about why you would hire a coach. And most people, in fact, most gurus, the so-called experts, they say it's for accountability. Well, I know this is going to sound flippant. And yes, accountability is a part of it, but I don't need a coach for accountability. And forgive me for saying that. I need a coach for clarity. I need a coach who knows how to get me where I want to go. Because then I can trust you. Then I can invest myself into you. I need a coach to tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I could do better, and what I could do differently to get the results that I'm looking for. Well, the same thing applies to when you decide to either buy a home or sell a home. If you really think about it, what you need from a real estate agent is clarity. Is now a good time to buy or sell a home? What are the things I should do and in what order should I do them in order to get the best possible price for my home? As a home buyer, what is the next step in the home buying process? What should I look for in a home? What should I look out for? What are the closing costs? What should I expect to have to pay? And when should I have to pay those costs? Ladies and gentlemen, before you hire any expert to help you with anything, you should be looking for the person who will help you get and gain the most clarity about how to get you where you want to go and get you the results that you want, so you can make the very best decisions for you and your family's future. And when you find that person with the wisdom, the knowledge, and the expertise who willingly shares with you clarity, hang on to them, because they are a treasure. No need to tell you that sadly, there is not a lot of us out there. There are more people in our society who are motivated by the dollar, not setting their own personal needs aside and doing what is in the best interest of their client. And that is what clarity is all about. Clarity about why I do what I do, which is to do a good job for you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my presentation on the top commandments for every home seller with my bonus tip. I hope you have got a lot of really useful information out of this video. If you're interested in checking out the 10 commandments for every home buyer, I will card the link for you up top. And as always, please feel free to call me or email me if you have any questions. My name once again is Kevin Boyle, and I work for the residential group. If there's anything that I can do to help, or if you have any questions about the 10 commandments as either a home buyer or a home seller, or anything else that's real estate related, please feel free to leave a comment below or send me an email or give me a call, because yes, I am always available for a chat. Thank you.